Oops. Yeah, black screen. Not good. Give me a second. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading. Let me figure out why that's not working. There we go. That's working. Okay, there we go. Much better. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's week has started well. Looks like while I was eating, gold's been making some moves. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And if anyone was trading today or last night, I hope you had a good day. Take a quick look at the markets. I wasn't really paying attention in the afternoon, so I didn't really notice what they did. Excuse me. You can see the range of the NASDAQ for the trading day that ended a couple hours ago. NASDAQ fell most of the day. Had about 180 point range. It's kind of sideways right now. I mean, sideways in a very roller coaster-ish pattern. Right now our range really is only 98 down to 79, so about 19 points since open. I did notice I looked back the last couple of years, and the week before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving, we had lighter volume. So we'll be looking for that, maybe making our profit targets a bit smaller. The S&P had about a 30-point range. About a 30-point range, sorry about that. And that also fell like a rock for the open. Kappa. Oops. We got signals on the indices. Got a buy signal here in the NASDAQ. Let's find a NASDAQ chart. We'll go to a micro. Go for 15 by 10. Oops. Thought I had that owns always on top. There we go. What's the time? 30 seconds to go. We'll go with 2 micro contracts on this. You can see our previous resistance is here at 199.50. We're currently sitting at 89.50 and our signal just went away. See what happens if it comes back here or not. Not right now. I mean, it's back. We'll have to wait another minute. There's the signal again on NQ. While we're waiting that 45 seconds, copper over the last day started off strong and came down about a 9, almost a 10-point range. That point, I guess. 200 tick. arrow there don't belong. There we go. Okay, let's go back to our NASDAQ. It now has 14 seconds. It's moved up again. We're going to buy market in with 2 micro contracts. Now we're filled at 116.92 and a quarter. We're looking for 15 points. I don't know if we'll get there. Like I said, we might need to go for smaller profit targets. So evaluate as the trade is going on. Oops, I guess you really want to see that too. There we go. There's the NASDAQ chart. It's pulling back here. So let's make this a bit smaller. Put it down here. And we'll watch it while we check out the day and other stuff. Gold. See here. Gold had a range today of about 18 points. No. 6. I can't do math. 15 points. There we go. The Ultra Bond. The Ultra Bond was moving today. This up a little bit so I can make this bigger. See, the Ultra Bond just fell all day. Had about a... This chart keeps getting in my way. Almost a 4-point range. That's $4,000 from the Ultra Bond. And you see it's almost straight down. Copper giving us a signal. Let's see what's going on. I'm not liking the movement on copper right now. So that's the Ultra Bond. See, the Ultra Bond's moving up now. This would have been a good signal too. Looks like would have entered at 93.29. It's at, yeah, it would have given us our 7 ticks. Crude oil. So crude. Let's blow that up. Crude today. About a 2-point range. Came down most of the day. Shot up before the open. Fell. And then came all the way back. Natural gas. Excuse me. Natural gas had about a 3.5-point range today, and we see our Nasdaq trade here is up about 4 points, 2 points. Math, not my strong point. It used to be, but let's see. So you saw natural gas kind of just drifted sideways, fell, and then climbed all the way back up. Big pullback around the New York Open, and then continued to go. So that's the day in review. Let's look at our NASDAQ trade here. We're up $11 because I only went with 2 micros. I gotta start going back to a mini on this, but it's me and it's been fighting lately, so. Let's go back to looking at our NASDAQ chart. See here is where we got in. Off that buy signal. I have a 10-point stop loss on there. But like I said, this seems like, there's not as much range as normal. So we'll watch, and we see it start to struggle. I guess its previous high back here after the open was 199.50. And we're at 195.75, so about 4 points. If we can get that 4 points, we'll take it. Copper trying to get my attention again as NASDAQ pulls back. See what copper has to say here. Back with that sell signal, but right now it's just doesn't have much oomph. Needs some oomph. Kind of watching what's going on for now. So we're up a whole $7. Excuse me. So put a whole bunch of 1-minute charts in just two different setups here. Charting the Ultra Bond. There's the 8 o'clock hour upon us. One of the Asia markets comes online. You can sometimes send the certain things going a little wild. See CLHGGC. Let's see what they have in store for us. HGGC is over here. Ooh, big move up here on copper. Was a big move. Big move down here on gold. Gold, a much bigger move, the 17 ticks. We'll let that play out. I don't play off of these huge moves that happen as a market opens. I wait to see if it establishes a direction. Still up $6 in our NQ trade. You can see the copper immediately pulled back, and the gold also reversed. If you look on the left side of the screen, and thank you for joining me this evening. Please feel free to say hello in the chat or ask any questions, make any statements, whatever. NGCL, which we have on this side of the screen. NG spotty. CL is also came down hard and then went right back up, and now it's indecisive. Our NQ trade just went negative. We're down a buck. I did try and trade last night. It was very choppy. I got a couple wins on gold, and then gave it back. See these relatively, they're not really large candles. They're only 5 ticks, 8 ticks, 8 ticks. But compared to the other moves, they're kind of large. See the Ultra Bond gave us a signal. Ultra Bond's pulling back. So I believe it was a 2-minute signal. It was. But I want to see it break that SMA before I take it seriously. Gold also being a little bit weird. Do have a buy signal here on gold. Not sure how much I like it though. Let's find ourselves a gold chart. There it is. It's an interesting candle on the 5-minute chart there. We'll buy the bid and see if we get in. Or see if it goes without us. Crude also giving us a signal here. Also giving us a buy signal. Looks like gold went without me. Move it up, move up our, oh, there we go. Now we're in. Let's hope that wasn't a mistake. So now we're in 2 separate orders, 2 separate assets, 2 separate trades. There we go. Up $10 in one, up $1 in another. That, folks, is $11. That's me doing the hard math. Now it's going the other way. Obviously, you shouldn't be hanging on every tick like I do, but I do it for entertainment value. There we go. Gold's kind of going now. Let's bring up that gold chart and see if we have anything major resistance. Doesn't look like it. Not for a while anyway. Above anything that could be considered resistance. There we go. That's a nice big candle. Are kind of starting to hit toward the Bollinger Bands. We're up 7 ticks on our gold trade. Looking for 16 ticks here. So we're about halfway. Slowing down a bit here. See if we can see anything on the DOM. Oh, there we go. We just hit 12 ticks. Stop loss has moved up to 2 ticks above our entry price, meaning that even if it falls all the way back, we'll get at least 20 bucks out of this. Our NQ trade is also up. We're up $18 there. Watching both. So there's a wall of orders on our. Here's the DOM. This shows the orders. You see this wall of orders, 137 at 1868, and this is pulling back now a bit. So we're at 18. I mean, that's decently away. We're at 1867.3. So it's 7 ticks away, but it's not going to get through that wall. So we're probably going to want to cut it soon. Thinking about cutting it here for a $100 gain. See what it does. Yeah, 120, 130. Oh, there we go. We got to 160. We're near that wall. That wall is still there. It's pulling back kind of away from that wall. Just trying. Okay, I closed it there. And let's look at the stats on that as soon as I find the right window. There it is. $120 profit. You can see here. Oh, exactly 5 minutes. Perfect. Entered at 7:04 my time, 7:04 and 26 seconds. Got it at 7:09 and 26 seconds. So 5 minute trade, they got us at $120. We see we're up $22 on this NQ. Let's look at the chart on that. See how we're doing there. See whether or not we should pull that one early. Yeah, I mean, there's no real major resistance. Oh, well, actually, we're right at this high, that high I mentioned earlier. And you see it's struggling here again. It is definitely struggling. Yeah, let me blow that up. You can see here, you see this green line here? It's right at the same spot. You see how it's struggling to get through there? Now it is trying to push up through. We're up about 6 points. Let's see if it can push up. The high was 199.50. We're at 16. Oh, there we go. Wow. It just pushed up and blew through it. My trailing stop is now trailing by 2 points. Looks like it's going to pull. Yep. So we pulled down and got stopped out the trailing stop. So let's look at the stats on that trade. Back to the stats. So here we entered the MNQ trade at 6:52 and 1 second my time. And we got out at 7:11:21, so almost just about a little over 19 minutes, 19 minutes and 20 seconds. And we got out for 92 to 95. Really? Only 3 points? Okay, I must have something messed up. Actually, I'm only seeing that we only sold one. Hold on a minute. I might have just messed up something here. I still in it. I'm still in a trade. I'm not sure why one just stopped out on me. I must have something messed up. Yeah, we're still in this trade. One exited, and one's now trailing. We're still in for 25, up 25 bucks here. Look at this go. It's trailing by 8 points. I need to go in and check this. Now it's getting closer. Look at, ooh, that was an 8.5 point 1 minute candle. My stop is still trailing. This trade is up 18 points right now. I need to figure out why that other one stopped out so early. Seems like it's, excuse me, exhausting here at this 210 to 11 level. Went up a little bit more. Up and pulled down. Now we are out of that trade. Okay. So let's go back to our screen here. And that second one lasted about 3 more minutes than the first one. And that one ended up giving us 13, 13 and a quarter ticks. I mean points, I'm sorry. So now over those two trades, gold and the MNQ, we're up $152. Retrospect, I wish I would have run in a regular NQ on that trade, and we would have been up much, much more. But that's okay. What's copper doing? Copper pulling back, has broken the SMA line here. What's it looking like on the 5 minute? I didn't see what that signal was. 5 minute. Yeah, it was curling up here on the 5 minute, so I'm not quite sure about this. What was that last signal? Oh, it was copper again. Copper's an attention hound. So, first half an hour of this live stream, we got two nice, very nice trades. 2 for 2 on wins. So you can see this is the trade we entered. We entered on this candle right here. And I was looking for 15 points and we got it. Now it's pulled back here, these two candles. Now it's trying again. Of course, we're not still in the trade, so it doesn't really matter. But That was a nice trade. ES did about the same thing. On ES, I would have been looking for 2 points, and we would have gotten that a little quicker than we got the NQ. Gold giving us the signal. Gold's pulling back. There's that gold trade. And it looks like me pulling that early was a good idea. Let's see. I don't think I would have ever gotten to 1.6. Nope, it never got to 1.6. We got out for 12 ticks, which was a good decision. So making some good decisions today. That makes me happy. The Russells are also went up. You can see the Nasdaq still pushing up here. It's probably gonna make me regret that I let the trade automatic trade management. Man, so the Russell has given us two obvious nice moves. Looking for 3 points usually on the Russell. And that signal would have given it to us. Hey, old Linux, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a little while. Nope, haven't passed yet. But I'm getting better at taking more trades. Up two for two for tonight. Up 152 bucks. So we're just looking for our next good signal. Hopefully it comes soon. Did you do any trading today, Linux? So everything's just kind of trickling up, which means we're not going to get any fresh signals until we see a pullback. Nasdaq's continuing to go up. So is the S&P. So is the Russell. Treasury's giving us a buy signal here, but I don't know. This looks kind of like it might be near its top for now. It topped out once here at 194.10. We're sitting at 194.07 now. See the SMA line's kind of smoothing out. I'm curious, why do you feel that way on Linux? What's making you reevaluate the evaluations? Yeah, we see gold pull back here, setting as a signal, but it's going right into a uptrending band. So I will not take that. Hey, Jake, how you doing? Oh yeah, I guess I should mention this. I use Restream to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you see me talking to somebody and you can't see anybody in the chat, it's probably because I'm talking to the somebody on the um, other platform. So for now, old Linux trucker meet ecom Jake, Jake meet ecom that worked really well in my mind. Old Linux trucker meet ecom Jake, Jake meet old Linux trucker. One of you's on Twitch, one of you's on YouTube. You just won't see one of these days. I'll figure out how to integrate the chat into the video, but for now, you just got to know that I might be talking to someone that appears invisible. You only do forex, Jake? Do you have are you have do you have good luck with forex? And oh, Linux, yeah, I can understand what you're saying there. I never really checked out forex much. I went from trying to trade stocks and then found this funding stuff with futures, and I really like futures now, so that's what I stick with. Oh, cool. Do you like live streaming, Jake? So now we have gold giving us a signal again. Now you see that the bands are kind of bending with it. Don't know yet whether I trust it. You see crude pushing back up. Are you still an active streamer, Jake, or is is that something you did in the past? Nice, good job. It can be a little harder streaming and trading at the same time. You're concentrating on a couple additional things. But I like it. So we see the Russells pull back to the 20 period SMA. It looks like the Nasdaq might meet. Nasdaq's going sideways, might meet the SMA. S&P's pulled back a little bit as well. So they're all kind of running in tandem here together. Gold, copper, and crude are all showing a little bit of bullish momentum here. How long have you been trading, Jake? And Old Linux, yeah, I've heard some good things about Apex. Everyone, of course, is waiting to find out whether they pay because of the weird way they pay of only once a month, and no one really hit it in the first month. But Canadian Futures Trader, he likes it. He's funded with them. At this point, I probably can't see myself going with anyone besides Earn to Trade, especially now that they allow multiple accounts. If I can ever get funded with one, then I'll just go for a second one on Earn to Trade. I developed this strategy. I plan on making videos. Cool. I'll love to check out the video when you post it. I'm always willing to test out strategies, see how they do. Yeah, Linux. CFT said on the Discord that he won't be able to get paid until the end of November, or however that works. Whenever, I'm not sure exactly when and how quick they pay, but he said end of November. So Kappa. Kappa with a buy signal here. Now it is breaking a downtrending SMA line, but it's above the SMA line on the 5. Yeah, we'll wait. I don't personally have a Discord. I hang out in the Earn the Trade Discord, Jake. I have a Reddit and a Facebook, but no Discord of my own. I like Earn the Trade's Discord. A lot of good trading talk there. Yeah, all Linux. That once a month thing. That's the only thing that really kind of worries me about Apex is you only get your money once a month. It just is a little hairy. Okay, so we broke the SMA line on the on the Linux. Yeah, there we go. On the indexes, and there's actually a signal on the NQ. Signal went away. So I know everyone will be relieved once the first payments roll out. And I mean, CFT said he's talked to the owner or whoever over there at Apex, and he feels good about him and all that. So I mean, there's no reason to believe that anything, shady is up. But it's just like when you only can withdraw once a month, it seems just feels like your money's in jeopardy. Not sure how I missed that signal there. That would have been a great signal. That would have been an awesome trade right there. NQ. NQ's flirting with the signal here. Cool, Jake. Uh, what do you base your strategy on, if you don't mind me asking? What indicators or natural gas heading downward? As you can see, we're on very light volume, very light. I did look back the last 2 years or so, and the week before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving had lower volume than normal, except for the Ultra bonds, which for some reason had very, a lot of volume in the days leading up to Thanksgiving. Okay. So order flow, Jake, are you watching like a Dom? I mean, you don't have to go into details here. Like if you're gonna do a video on it, that's fine. As I'm willing to wait to the video. You'll need to come in and link me to it one day. But I'll definitely give it a watch either way. quiet right now. Nothing really popping. Bond's trying to pop back up, but besides that, nothing. Copper and gold trying to pop up. Crude oil is really going. See here, the night so far on crude. Came down here 13 ticks. I mean, maybe we need to look for smaller profit targets. This will end up stopping me out. But this has been good. This has been very good. I gotta check that bond signal here in a minute. Oops, they gave me my thing anyway. About 80.80. You can see it's going all the way up to here. So almost 60, yeah, right there, 60 ticks. I would have only been shooting for 20. Bonds. So I got a buy signal here on the bonds. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, we went below here, but we're still on an uptrending SMA line on the 5-minute chart. Let's see it get above this EMA line here. We have a slightly downtrending SMA line on the 2-minute chart. 1-minute chart also is showing up. So here we are. Oops. Well, not the chart I wanted, but you can see this is the highest we've been on the NASDAQ. Well, actually earlier today. Never mind. I forgot. We had this big day and we came down from it. This doesn't, where this topped out at, doesn't really have any major resistance. It came down to this level and bounced up once. Hey Jake, if you're still here, if you give me your channel URL, I'll go subscribe to it. I think Nightbot's gonna knock it down though, so when you post it, just like break it up so it doesn't look like a URL, and I'll copy and paste it. Everything's sideways right now, just very quiet. Be really, really quiet. I'm hunting ticks. So interestingly enough, I mean, you can see here on copper. Let's go to my copper chart here. Ah, on copper, we came up here and we came through this downtrending SMA line, and it pulled back and then went. Now, I only pulled back by 6 ticks, but I usually will not get into a trade where you have a downtrending SMA line, downtrending top bands. But it would have this in this case it would have worked. At least somewhat. I mean, so far it's going up. It went up 12 ticks. So I mean, I should have got back in. I should have got in, I should say, after this pullback, and it went back above the SMA line. And that could have went for 10 ticks or more if I wanted to. Yeah, it's pulling back. I don't know if it's gonna stay pulling back. Russell. Russell's right here. Russell's giving us a sell signal. Yeah, I mean, anyone else thinks this looks like a sea monster? Tail, kind of like we could draw in an eye right here. Yes, that's the riveting content we have here. There we go. There's the eye. Now it looks pretty menacing, actually. And the signal went away. Gold. Signal on gold. Gold is trying to come back up. Sending us a buy signal. It's come back up, and we have an uptrending SMA line here, and it's breaking the SMA on the 5 as it's breaking in on the 1. We do have some downtrend on the 1 bands. Slight downtrend on the 5 bands too. And we've seen gold come up and exhaust itself back here when we were in this trade and got that profit out of it. It hit 67.9. We're at 66.4 right now. We're gonna sit and watch this one. I'm not gonna get into it. These downtrending bands and just I don't know, had me a little iffy. And a downtrending SMA line on the 1 minute. NASDAQ. So we got a buy signal here in the NASDAQ. So it looks like it might want to push up again. Hit a high of 16,219 earlier. We're at 16,218 here. So we want to see it get above 219. Which it's trying to do. We'll go get a NASDAQ chart. I think we'll get a NASDAQ chart. There we go. We do have, the buy signal did stick, but we're waiting to see whether or not it gets above that previous high. Meanwhile, the UB has sent me a signal. Another short signal here. That's interesting. It's a very weird chart right there on the 5-minute. NQ definitely has pulled back here. Back to 16 and a quarter. But it's trying again. Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's do 5. If we do get in on this, if it breaks 219, I will go in on with 5 micros. Looking for 15 points. Stretch. Just kind of hanging there. We're kind of still kind of sideways. It's a slight uptrending sideways, but still sideways. Oh, big move up here. So we'll it got through that level. We're in here with 5 micros. See if we can continue to grab this momentum. Or if we can get back our profit. Yep, big pullback here. Ouchie. Let's continue to push down. We're down about 5 points. Hi, Mr. Higgles. Yeah, I was sort of hesitant about this one, and I should have stayed out of this trade, but that's fine. It'd been better if I had gotten in there and just took the 5 points. But we'll see what happens. Uh, Futures market. This is a micro Nasdaq. Yeah, the futures market trades 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, from Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern to Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, with a 1 hour break each day from 5 to 6 Eastern. Well, I'm actually not using my own money to trade. I'm doing an evaluation with a company called Earn to Trade. You pass their evaluation, and then you can trade with their money. If you want to do your own brokerage account, if you just want to trade micros, you can start for as little as 500 bucks, or I think like something like that. But if you want to trade regular size contracts, you need more. But for if to trade with Earn a Trade, you just need to pay to take the evaluation, and once you pass, then you just need to pay for your data fees, and that's it. And you get an 80-20 profit split. Well, that's why they give you they you have to, like I said, you have to pass the evaluation. And I mean, if you don't feel you're ready, then you definitely practice beforehand. The evaluation is basically a sim account. You got to reach a certain profit target while following their rules. The rules are basically, don't lose X amount in a day, don't lose X amount overall, only trade within the approved times, and um, don't trade more contracts than you're allowed to trade, basically. As soon as I'm out of this trade here, I can bring up the details. So just give me a few minutes. This trade's coming back for me. I was down, like I was like 1 or 2 points from stopping out. Now it's all the way back to break even. Well, futures. I mean, I think futures has a lot of advantages over stocks, and I think I even have a. Yes, I do. I they don't. I don't. I've never done options, and Earn a Trade doesn't do options. It's just purely futures. But here, the advantages of futures over stocks is the trading is open 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you can trade around the clock whenever you have time. There's no PDT rule, so you can day you can there's no limit to 3 day trades a week, or unless you have so much in your account. Um, you can easily go short. You don't have to worry about borrow fees. I can make money whether it's going up or down. No borrow fees, no hard to borrow. Every asset you can easily go long or short. Um, and there's just less assets to try. Instead of trying to find the best stock out of thousands, there's like 30-ish good assets to trade. There's commission per trade. It's about $4 per contract. It's about $4 per contract. The micros are less. The micros are like $1.50, I want to say. Continue to monitor this while I find my earn a trade window. Give me a minute. There's my earn a trade window. So here's the evaluations. They call them mini gauntlets. You can choose what 5 different sizes of evaluation: 25, 50, 75, 100, 150. And each one has its own profit goal. Um, your trailing drawdown and your max daily loss. Then you can how many contracts you can trade at a time. And you get educational content loans. So it's like there's a monthly subscription fee, and they're always running sales on these. Like 25K this month is $90, so it's like 40% off. And then you just got to follow these rules, and these are the rules. Minimum of 15 trading days. Don't go below the daily loss. Don't go below the trailing drawdown. And trade at approved times. Progression ladder just means how many contracts you're allowed to trade. So looks like we're pulling back again here on the Nasdaq. Um, but that's and then you pass this and you get funded to trade with their capital. Yeah, it's definitely a good option if you, especially if you don't want to, if you don't want to risk your own money, or if you don't have a lot of money to risk. Like that was my problem. I started off with trading basically penny stocks, and I was getting frustrated by that stupid PDT rule because I didn't have much money to put in. So and I was like stressing over, well, am I gonna waste my one of my 3 day trades this week by taking this trade? And I would stay in trades too long because I didn't want to waste the trade and all that. And once I heard about the funding type things with futures, I didn't know much about what futures were at that point in time. I did the quick crash course and then started trying to get funded. There's the link if you want to check it out for yourself. Okay, let's see. What's crude oil doing? Copper. Wow, look at copper. I missed the signal on gold. Wasn't paying attention. Russell pulling back. Everything's pulling back here. Yes. I don't deal with options, and you can't trade options on Earn to Trade. I tried playing with the options when I was doing stocks a little bit, but I know there's a lot of money to make quick on options, but I just haven't had the money to risk to do that. No, I'm doing futures right now. I'm in a trade on the Nasdaq 100 futures. Stock market is closed. Yeah. Futures are things like the indices, like the S&P 500, Nasdaq 100. They have futures, and there's also things like the metals, gold, silver, copper, and energies like crude oil, natural gas. There's some foreign currencies like the dollar, or I'm sorry, the euro and the pound, and a few others. And you also have like treasuries like the 10-year bond, the ultra bond, and things like that. They're contracts for future delivery at a later time, and you're basically, it's the price of those contracts that you're trading. And instead of going up in a dollar amount, they go up in ticks. So like, um, let me bring up a gold chart because gold's pretty straightforward. You can see here, this candle here, I have my cursor on, that went up 7 ticks. Each tick on gold's worth $10. So in this candle, it went up $70. So in this whole move here, from down here where I got this buy signal, if I got in on the next candle and went all the way up, that would have been 33 ticks or $330 per contract. Sometimes you can get really huge moves. Not sure there's really any. Let me go to a larger chart. Like you can see here, this went up over a few hours from 1848 all the way up to 1869. So in a matter of 4 hours, it went up over $2,000 per contract. There's a lot of money to be made, if you're going to trade it. Yeah, 80% to me, 20% to the company. So we see copper pulling back here. Yep, Nasdaq pushing down. Um, there's no reason anybody can't do it. I mean, I definitely recommend, sim trading and practicing before, because like I said, there is a fee to do the evaluation. So, and if you fail, I mean, you can do it as many times as you want, but each time you fail, you have to pay a reset fee. So you want to practice first, and that way you can, when you go into the evaluation, you can be confident in yourself. But I believe anybody can learn to trade. There are there are there are Bitcoin and Ethereum futures, but you're not allowed to trade them on Earn to Trade because they're so volatile. People get in trouble with them, and the contracts are so huge. Um, the evaluation has no time limit, but the fee gets charged monthly. So if you start an evaluation, you know, this month and you haven't passed by next month, then you'll be charged a fee again, but you won't have to restart. You just need to pay the fee each month until you pass. I do not yet. No, I'm still working on passing the evaluation. My trader psychology gets in the way, and I don't trust myself to make trades I should. So I'm still working on that, but I'm hoping to pass by the end of this month. And then my goal is to, by hopefully the end of January, just make trading the only thing I'm doing. You can definitely, I mean, there's people that I know that are making thousands a day. Now, nothing's guaranteed. You got to put in the effort to learn how to do it. And obviously, what I'm saying is not investment advice. So a lot of people think that trading is like gambling, and it's not at all. Trading is a skill to be learned. If you go into it and think you know everything and don't try to learn how to do it, you're going to never succeed at it. But if you take the time to learn how to do it, to practice at it, you know, then it's a skill and you can win. I mean, so far tonight, not including this trade that I'm in right now. Find the right screen. Find the right screen. There. I'm up $152. Well, that's on two trades. I did 120 on gold and 32 on micro Nasdaq. $120 trade took all of 5 minutes. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Gold. Gold's pulled back here. We have an uptrending SMA line on both 1 and the 5, so I'm not going to trust it. Nasdaq is still unsure what it wants to do here. Excellent, Jake. Once again, since I have a new person here, um, Mr. Higgles, I am on Restream, which has allowed me to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you see me reply, if you hear me replying to someone and you don't see them, it's because they're on YouTube. So Mr. Higgles, meet Jake. Jake, meet Mr. Higgles. You can see my combined chat right here. It really makes it really convenient. By the way, Mr. Higgles, if you're interested, over my YouTube, it might be here on Twitch as well. So on Saturday, I did a webinar that explains all this stuff about futures and this opportunity. You might want to give that, check that out as well. Um, One of the rules is called a consistency rule. Say you can't get more than 30% of your profit target in any one day. So theoretically, you could complete it in 4 days, but you do need to trade at least 15 days. But if you get to your profit goal early, then you just open and close a trade for the rest of the time period. One trade a day. They want to make sure that you are passing and you can actually trade and didn't just get lucky with one good trade. And also, it's all day trading. It's not. There's no swing trading allowed. You have to close all your positions by 3:10 Central Time each day, because the way futures work, you know, that 1 hour, for some reason, for that 1 hour that they close, you need a higher amount of margin. And it's a lot riskier because futures can sometimes reopen two, three, $400 off of what they were at when they closed. The Discord is futures. It's all earn to trade. Hold on, I'll get you the link. There you go, Jake. And well, I mean, right now, I mean, the last few days the market's been coming down, but for the most part, for the past year and a half, the market's just been going up. Like here, you can see this buy signal here in the upper left-hand corner. This is the Nasdaq 100, and it went up from 16,235 to 16,276. It's about a 40-point move. That's an $800 move. What was that signal? Gold. Oh, hey Jake, if you give me your YouTube, I'll subscribe to it for you. What are your market theories, Mr. Higgles? Let's look. Let's see, December. Nope. Well, here's started December 1st, 2020. The S&P, it was at 3631, and on March 1st it was at 3817. So it went up about 200 points. Had two big dips here for like a week before continuing to go up. This one here, or this one? This one here. There was a big dip last year in September. September was the biggest dip. At the beginning of September, you saw the Nasdaq fall 117 points and pulled back up, and pulled down again in October, and then started going up at the beginning of November. You had a couple of smaller dips along the way as it went up, but then we had another big dip this September. This was this past September, and we've been going up now since basically mid-October. Have been pulling back here. I like to call this the Elon Musk pullback, because if you watch what Tesla does, the indices will often do the same thing. A lot of people do think that the market's due for a big correction. Okay, I will do that. Okay. The, it's awesome, Jake. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'll definitely contact you sometime once I'm done streaming. Mr. Higgles, the time to really buy would have been last year uh, during the COVID crash. Daily chart, COVID crash. Here, vroom, straight down. Nasdaq lost almost 3,000 points. Oh yeah, Jake, definitely. I mean, you know, trading's, you know, when you think about trading, it's kind of simple, but not easy. It's, winning 50% or more of your trades with the risk to reward, that the reward the risk that's more than 1 to 1. No one's going to win every trade. It's impossible. And anyone that says they're winning 90% or whatever, they're they're full of, you know what. Anyone else that's joining me this evening, please feel free to join Mr. Higgles and Jake here and say hi in the chat. No, I do not code. I wish I could. I wish I did code, but I do have a friend that codes. He's trying to do some coding with indicators and stuff right now, but me personally, I don't. Last programming language I learned was HTML. Crude oil, giving a buy signal, possibly breaking out of this squeeze here. ES, being blocked. Buy signal there, it's a good sign. NASDAQ trying to push back up here. Um, Eventually I would like to learn the code, but right now I just don't have the time. Between trading, streaming, and working, I get about 5 hours of sleep a night, and I just can't add any more at this point. Once I can get rid of the working with just the trading, then I'll have more time. We're still in this NASDAQ trade, and it's been a while now. I don't even remember when I entered it. I've just been sitting here talking. Here we go. Wait, is that the entry? Yeah. So we've been in this trade now for 40 minutes. Down $28 on it. At one point we were down $90 on it. It's heading back up now. Gold. Indecisive what it wants to do right here. Possibly. It did give us a reverse signal here. Let me blow that up. Gave us this reverse signal here, and I just stayed in the trade because it was a reverse down into upward trending bands. It was kind of in the middle. We did see the downtrending band here, and now it's pushed above the SMA line. And yeah, there we go. It did give us another buy signal, although it's acting kind of wild here. Oh wait, that's the S&P. Oops, wrong chart. Try this one. That makes more sense. Okay, it has not given yet given us a buy. Just was really wild. Really a lot of volatility there. Now it's coming down hard. We just went from being down by $6 to being down by $63. Let's bring up a DOM. M&Q. Yeah, I stick with I don't add contracts usually. So here's the DOM. Let's see, got about equal amount of orders stacked up on the bid and the ask. I have to manage my risk if if it ends up flushing down or something, and I'm max contracts, I can end up hitting my daily loss and being knocked out of the evaluation. So I got to manage my risk. Another pullback. It's just hanging right above this 20 period SMA here on the 1 minute chart. Hey Rich, how you doing? Yeah, I was thinking, I didn't fall asleep and accidentally wake up at, then it's at the open. Oh, Rich, you'd be happy to know, I think I fixed my internet issue. At least that's what I'm hoping. Figured out that the Wi-Fi adapter that I was using, I was just using Microsoft's generic Wi-Fi adapter. I never installed the actual software for it. It was given to me by a friend. It was a friend that built my computer. He never mentioned that I should probably install the software for it. So I installed the software for it, and it hasn't given me a problem since. NASDAQ just isn't sure what it wants to do here. I feel like it's going to eventually stop me out, but yeah, we'll see. Let's push it back down. I'm going to move my stop up just a bit to the third Bollinger Band, because if it goes down there, then it's not coming back. Everything else is kind of sideways right now. I mean, gold's going up. Not sure how I missed that gold signal. Ooh, this came very close to getting stopped out. Ultra bonds sideways-ish. Crude, slight upward whatever I'm trying to say. Yeah, soybean oil sideways. Corn sideways. 5 micros, not five minis. It's micros. So half a mini. No. Actually, at this point in my evaluation on Earn to Trade, I can only go up to 3 mini contracts at a time. I can go up to 5 once I hit $1,500 in profit. I'm not sure my heart could take 5 NQ contracts at a time. I've been in this trade now for 45, 50 minutes, something like that. And it's just, I've gone from being $90 down to break even, back to $50 down, down to $5 down. Now I'm $65 down. It's so it's been pretty sideways rangy for the last hour. Looks like it's coming down no more here. It's gonna stop me out for a loss here at some point. Man, I don't use a lot of Jake. I don't use a lot of indicators. Bollinger Bands, 20 SMA, Super Trend, and 200 EMA. Copper. Copper with a pullback. We saw copper. This is the last pullback, which was here. Didn't give us much. Went back up. Right now it's coming back to 20 SMA. Stop is getting closer. See here, it's just slightly downtrending, but it is below the SMA line. still trying to get a few buyers to come in. I should just cut it here and save a few bucks, but I've seen NQ do weird things before and come all the way back, so it's just a few bucks difference. Yeah, I did. Way back here. This one here, and I was iffy on it really. You know, we already had this move up here, pull back a bit, and then I thought maybe this was gonna be the second leg of it, but I was kind of iffy on it, and I did get into profit for a little bit, but since then it's been making lower highs. It depends. If it's a tight range, like I'm seeing here. See, I did get this opposite signal here. I sometimes ignore it because sometimes trades can end up going through multiple signals. It depends on where it's at. Um, and I've debated myself on this a few times because, there's times. Let's see if I can find any examples. Move this out of the way. This is going to stop us out here in the next couple seconds. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. Stop just filled. So like here, and this did end up being a loss. But I mean, this would have been multiple buys and sells. Here, this would have been multiple buys and sells. So I mean, it happens a bunch, especially more in the session we're in right now. Things are a lot more sideways. But there are times that, I'll go through all those buys and sells like here. It's went through all the buys and sells, but it ended up being a winner. So, I've been trying to figure out the best possible strategy for it, and I haven't figured it out yet. Now, honestly, if I had got out here this sell signal, let's see, let's chart that out. Got in there. So far, I would have gone five 5 points. Honestly, what I should have done, I was telling everyone else about that volume's probably gonna be lower this week and next week. I looked back at last year and the year before, and volume was about 2/3 of normal. the week before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving. So I said, I'm thinking probably gonna be lower lower volume and lower profit targets maybe. If I would got in here, I could have got 5 points out of this. If I would have went in under the regular contract instead of the 5 micro, even if the 5 micros that would have been $50, or the regular contract would have been 100. That's what I should do. I should be more in a scalping mind frame for the evenings, maybe. Getting smaller gains that'll add up. You can see that, I missed this trade on gold. This would have been an excellent trade. 16 ticks I look for would be there. It went much more than that. Excuse me. Crude. It's interesting. I saw this buy signal on crude, this long uptrend, and I thought to myself that maybe it was exhausting. And it appears that was the case. Although it's still trying to go up now. It's gone as much as 9 ticks. So as we come up onto the 10 o'clock hour on the East Coast, look for one and hopefully maybe one more good trade. Copper sent me a buy signal that I missed. These have been 2 good buy signals, I believe. Boop, boop, boop. Well, actually, that first buy signal would have only just got the profit target now. Yeah, you can go long or short, Mr. Higgles. So while we were wrestling with the NQ, the Russell pulled back quite well. The S&P actually pulled back more than the Nasdaq did. Right now everything's kind of quiet. All quiet on the future front. Yeah, it was silly. Hello and good evening, John, and thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative and helped you out. So you see here, we're getting a cell signal on the on copper, but you can see as copper's made its move up here, it's pulled back. This is the third time now. This was a shorter move up, but still, we'll want to see conviction, and that would be meaning breaking the 20 period SMA on the 5 minute chart before we consider this a viable, more than just a pullback, where it's an actual moving toward a downtrend. Excuse me. Okay, you've totally confused me, Mr. Higgles. Excuse me while I choke on something. Um, you wouldn't want to buy both long and short. I can't think of any reason why you would want to do that anyway. Um, so your question, I'm confused. I think you're still thinking of something like long term with swing trading, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but when you're day trading, my trades, that NASDAQ trade you just saw me, was one of the longest trades I've ever been in. My trades usually last anywhere between, I'll say my average trade lasts 10 minutes. I've had trades that were finished in 10 seconds, and I've had a couple trades that go in a few hours. But my average trade, I mean, if you look here, no, that's okay. You don't, that's, I don't mind the questions at all. You know, everybody's new at one point, and you don't have a lot of experience with futures. That's fine. I mean, that's why I started this, is, this whole streaming thing, because I want to help people learn and maybe take the opportunity with Earn a Trade to be able to trade with someone else's money and make money out of it. But if you look here, I think I got both my winning trades before you were on. This gold trade here that I made $120 on, it lasted exactly 5 minutes. And then my other winning trade lasted 8 plus 14, 22 minutes. So yeah, most of my trades last somewhere between say 5 and 15 minutes. Of course it did. So let's see, where did I get in at before? 16 to 17. Well, I'll still be, even with that gap up, I'll still be losing the trade if it hadn't stopped me out. But that means this sell signal also would be losing the trade. So right now NQ's just kind of sideways. Uh, well, thank you. Um, yeah, John. You're definitely doing the right thing by sticking to one or two. Trying to trade too many can be daunting, and I've myself thought about cutting down to like four for now. But I just get, when there's nothing going on, I get too bored. So it's just the way my mind works. But but yeah, glad you're paper trading. How long did you just start paper trading, or how long have you been doing it? And also, John, I would definitely recommend that when you're ready to start an evaluation, that you go to the micros, MES and MNQ, at least for the first couple of days, just so when you get your feet wet into the evaluation. If you Sometimes the psychology of knowing that it really matters versus sim, where you try to make it as real as possible, but you also know that if you make a mistake, it really don't matter. Sometimes that can mess with your head, and you end up making mistakes you don't plan on making. So if you start off with the micros, it's very hard to make any mistake there. It's going to end up costing you. You're, blowing up the account. Excellent. I like your patience. You know, definitely take your time until you feel you're, ready. Whether are you planning on doing an evaluation with Earn to Trade or another company, or are you planning on opening your own brokerage? Yeah, Rod's great. I agree with him with that, and I've taken that philosophy as well. About one third. Rod's been in this game a lot longer than I have, and I like his videos. I don't necessarily like the way he trades, the whole mean reversion. Just kind of why I stopped following, and I'm following. But I used to go in the trade room when he opened it up for people in evaluations. But I'm not into a whole wait till something gets to the bottom or the top and hope it reverses type trading strategy. But I really like Rod. So see the Russell, I haven't been paying attention to it. Admittedly, the Russell is giving us three sell signals on this way down here. I would not have taken this one because this one actually came on a greenish candle. There was no reason not to take this one. The 1.5 stop, 3. Oops, I moved it. Wait, did I move it? Yeah, I moved it. Stay. Eh, it's still not where we want it to be. Not a lot of movement actually on the Russell. What, John? Do you have a platform you prefer over NinjaTrader? What's Copper doing? Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm not sure anyone's integrated with TradingView besides TopStep. Unfortunately, with Tradeovate. Earn-A-Trade does have a web-based platform that's free to use called Finamark. Yeah, TopStep's tough. I started with TopStep and I'm glad I left TopStep. Uh, but yeah, I mean, Earn-A-Trade does have Finamark. I, I I prefer NinjaTrader over Finamark, but Finamark's web-based, and there are people that use it and have success with it. We're talking and talking at the same time. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I used it for a day or so when I first started out on Earn-A-Trade because I had never used NinjaTrader before that. But just to me, it wasn't as good as Tradeovate, but and there's definitely people that have success with it. You can also use Rhythmic Trader Pro. That's another that's another option. And of course, that's another option that's free. And of course, then there's other ones you can get pay monthly for, like Sierra Charts, MotoWave, and those other platforms. Finamark's not bad though. I mean, it's let's see. I don't have my details in here, so I'm not signed in because you can only be signed in one place at once. But this is what Finamark looks like. You know, it's definitely doable. You have indicators here somewhere. Here's your indicator options. May not show me because I'm not signed in. Oh, there we go. Here's all your indicator options. Not sure if you can add more to it or not. It's not. It gives you a decent DOM if you like to look at the depth of the market. So that's Finamark. Yeah, you could do that as long as you're sure of yourself. You know, I don't have 3K to put in to start trading like a regular brokerage, but I think I would be nervous risking 3K versus risking $100 or $150 to do an evaluation. That's just me. If you're sure of yourself, absolutely. That way you're getting 100% of the profit instead of 80% of the profit. But I think my trader psychology would. caused me to freeze up if I was the first time I saw myself lose $200 on my own money. Ah. Is that something you're paying for, John? I was paying for something for a while, and a friend of mine says, you know what? That's just a super trend dressed up like an algorithmic bot. Had all the same settings. I was paying $48 a month for what ended up being an indicator that was free. I did that for like 6 months until this guy said, you know what? All these line up exactly. I was very frustrated. I wasted like 300 bucks. So if you ever see Trendbot on an ad on Facebook or anywhere, don't use it. Enhanced trades. Uh, do you have a website for them? The guy that told me that this was that this bot was actually super trend. He's a coder. He might be able to look at it and figure out if there's a similar free indicator to it or something, or he might be able to look at it. I don't know. Wow. So welcome everyone that's joining me tonight. I see more people than normal, so maybe my webinar did something. But please feel free to join John, and I'm not sure if Rich is still here, and anybody else in the chat, say hi. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So any statements or thoughts or even insults, go ahead and feel free. Let them fly. I like to know people are here. And, hey, there you are, Rich. Oh yeah, John doesn't know this. I need to I stream using Restream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But you guys don't see each other's chats. I see both YouTube and Twitch in the same chat. You can see that up on my screen now. So if you're ever in here and you see me talking to somebody, but you don't see anybody replying or see these questions I'm answering, it's because it's on the other platform. So right now, John, JT, Rich, there you go. That's why you're seeing me answer to questions to someone you're not seeing chat. Yeah, I'm not really talking to my invisible friend. He stopped talking to me. He's upset. Hi JT, how you doing? Thank you. Yes, I'm streaming tomorrow morning and start at 7:30 Eastern, probably till about 10:30 or 11 Eastern, somewhere around there. Oh, two JTs. Hey, JT squared. Um, Thank you, JT Carpenter. Mr. Higgles, are there zero free, no minimum startup platforms? Um, if you sign up for Earn a Trade, you get a free license for NinjaTrader to do the evaluation. Are there any other free? There's simulators that are free. CME has a simulator that's free, and I think NinjaTrader has a simulator that's free as well. And there's a couple others that have free trials. I want to say Sierra Charts might have a free trial with limited functionality, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never used it. Have a good night, John. See you tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining me tonight. CME simulator, they it's basically it uses TradingView software. It runs on a 15-minute delay, but as long as you're not looking ahead and cheating by seeing what the price action is doing, then that 15-minute delay really don't matter. Yeah, NQ's just hanging out right at that level. It's hit this level like three different times and then fallen back. Rich. Yes, you may add me on Discord. That's my Discord ID. So after that earlier NQ loss, we're up $61.50 on the night. So we're still green. Here's NQ going, Rich, up to 219. Uh, okay, give me a second. Huh, I see it. Let me. Okay, give me a sec. Oops, sorry. Let's go over to trading view there. Let's get so we don't see my Christmas wallpapers. Uh, do you see it now, Jake? Oops. So you see gold's going sine waving. Crude had his uptick. Didn't really go far. What's NQ? NQ didn't that rally didn't last real long there on NQ. Huh. I'm seeing it. Uh, Other people in the YouTube chat, are you seeing me post my Discord ID? Or is there something weird going on? The JTs, if you're still here. Well, here, I'll just say it out loud because it's not like it's hard. The Mighty Ox number 5943. Mighty Ox 5943. Yeah, YM looks pretty good. Uh, though the volume leaves something to be desired. They're rich. You can get in there without into that without much slippage. It might be good. Now the problem with trying to monitor too many, or I shouldn't say too many, the problem with trying to monitor multiple assets is that you end up missing things, especially when you're working off 1 minute charts. And I just like missed this signal on gold. It's up 7 ticks so far and heading down. I mean, I could get in again, but I always feel like if I get in and I feel like I'm chasing, even it is a 1 minute chart, and I used to work off 2 minutes and 5 minute charts. So, I mean, this is a psychological. Okay. Thank you, JT. I'm not sure why Ecom Jake isn't. Ecom, did you hear me say it out loud and did you get it? Yep. I see your friend request. Assuming you're chicken wings? Interesting. Okay. Okay. There's copper also heading down. So let's find a copper chart. Let's test our luck on copper. So we are going into uptrending bands on the 5 minute, but how much time? 20 seconds left on this candle. Spread is just one tick. Marketed in, took a one tick slippage. Hey, K, Cax Ips. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm gonna call you K. How you doing? So we'll watch that copper trade. That gold did reverse. Copper and gold don't often run together, but they sometimes can, so that reversal might not be a good sign, but we'll watch this. Coming up on about 10:30 Eastern. Probably stream for another 15 minutes to at max half an hour. So I am back here in just a few hours at 7:30 tomorrow morning to stream the morning show for 3 hours or so, three and a half hours. How you doing tonight, Cax Ips Cacips 06? NQ is still so. Rich, are you gonna go to bed empty-handed here, or are you still looking to hope to find something to take for the night? Everything's kind of quiet right now. Still down that one tick on our copper trade. What's my strategy like? Well, my strategy is pretty simple. Yeah, I agree, Rich. NQ's not looking like it wants to give direction one way or another. My strategy is pretty simple, JT. Oops. First of all, let me check that signal on Q. Basically, like I use a super trend indicator for these buys and sell signals. And then once one fires, I look at it. I look at where the price action is in relation to the bands. I look mostly at the third standard deviation band and also the SMA and the 200 EMA. And then I just decide whether or not that price action looks good enough to get in based on that signal. And what I do each day, I go and I look at every trade 24/7. Obviously, I don't trade 24/7, but every trade that I would have taken based on my strategy and see what my win rate would be. So you can see how I mark off all these trades, wins and losses, based on if I would have taken a trade. Like you can see this signal here, but I wouldn't have taken it because it was a strong downtrending SMA line, and this signal fired, and I wasn't going to go against the SMA line, and that was so strongly trending downward. So that's the basics of my strategy, and then I oops, keep a spreadsheet here. You can see I figure out each day what my wins and losses would be, and I do that over 8 different assets and tally them up for the week and how many ticks that would be, so on and so forth. Well, don't spend that sim $10 all in one place, Rich. How did I get all the way back here? Copper went immediately kind of sideways after we got into this trade. We're at break even. You're welcome, Jake. We're up one whole tick now in our copper trade. Awesome. Cool. My streaming schedule has been pretty static lately. I've been streaming evenings on Mondays and Wednesdays and mornings Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Although next week that'll be different because of Thanksgiving. I'll stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning. That's okay, Jake. Don't worry about typos. I don't worry about typos. I make a ton of typos. Heck, I make a ton of typos when I'm speaking. I'm constantly fumbling over words. I'm not an English teacher. I'm not going to grade you. Okay. Well, that's cool. To like people that are learning English as a second language type of thing, Jake. ES. We're up 4 ticks on our copper trade. Copper's now sent us a signal on the 5-minute chart as well, which is always a nice confirmation. Although it went away again. I'm still planning on streaming, and then I plan on getting to bed. So maybe tomorrow, Jake, sometime after my stream, after my morning stream. Awesome. Sitting here at 2 ticks. Friends don't let friends trade drunk. Still kind of sitting here at 2 ticks. Hoping for a few more at least. Russell's sending me a signal. Russell doesn't look like it has much volume. Rich, how's that $15 doing? See you, JT. Thanks for joining me tonight. See you tomorrow in the morning. Upside, I looked at the Dow chart there, Rich, and I had that feeling that that was what was happening, but I was hoping otherwise. I Yeah, your liver might not be happy, Drake. Copper's staring at me to draw on a smile here. Happy is good. We should all strive to be happy. Yeah, everyone on YouTube, please Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate it. Very proud of the fact that just over a month on YouTube, I've up to 104 subscribers. 106 subscribers. So thank you for the 2 new subscribers, whoever you are. I appreciate that. Actually, not a big fan of beer. And I do the ketogenic diet, so I think those carbs would cause me an issue. Still up 3 ticks on this copper trade as it moves at the speed of your average glacier. Cool. Keto, very low carb keto, really works for me. I'm type 2 diabetic, so it really helps keep my blood sugar where it needs to be so I don't lose any more body parts. Copper's just trying to tease me here. I just saw we were up 6 ticks. Now we're back to 3 ticks. Big pullbacks. Yeah, I was staring at copper and knocking. Yeah, it looks like you're trending down there on YM and on the Russell. On ES, I know ES is. I mean, I'm sorry. On yeah, no, Nasdaq. Nasdaq's kind of. Nasdaq's the only one going sideways. ES, YM, and RTY are all going down. Rich, did you get out of that YM trade, or are you still in it? Now copper's coming back. Only up 1 tick now. It's meeting that SMA line on the 1 minute. Well, the 5 minute looks like it wants to start going back downward. Back to break even on copper. See if it bounces off the SMA line. Probably stream for about 15 more minutes. Then we'll call it a night. And then I'll be back 10 to 6 in just 8.5 hours. I probably won't sound as chipper and happy then. Because I literally wake up and I start to stream 30 minutes after I wake up. Which means I'm not really fully awake when I start to stream. Oh, there's a nice kick down. Back to being up 3 ticks on this trade. Got an uptrending band there on the 1 minute though. Thinking about just maybe taking this 2 or 3 ticks if it gives it to me. Then we're at 3 ticks. Part of me says grab that. Let's look at a dom quick. Where's my domity dom dom? Says the man that's staying up watching me. But yeah, I think I am going to lock that in here in a minute. Let me just look at the dom. Yeah, dom's thicker on the bid than the ask. So, I'm going to close that trade. So, let's look at our stats for the evening. Up 86.50. That last trade in copper, and only ended up giving us 2 ticks. So we took a tick of slippage on the cash out. So it was $25, and it lasted 20 minutes and 32 seconds. So we took a total of 4 trades tonight, and we won 3 of them. But yet we're only up 80 some dollars. Seems like I got something went wrong somewhere, but we did 120 on gold. I forget what we did. The MQ is what killed us. I did the 5 micros and lost almost $100 on that. So that's basically wiped out the gold trade. So, but 75% win rate, $86. I won't complain about that. Hopefully we can get some more in the morning when things are moving better. It was a great stream tonight, guys. People actually talked. I'm not used to that. I mean, well, Rich talks all the time. He's my helper in the morning until my internet goes off. And last thing I seen was him yell "No" on Friday. But are you gonna be back here in the morning, Rich? Awesome. Okay, Jake, JT, JT squared, Rich, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. I will be back here in about 8.5 hours for the morning session. We'll try and stay green and make some more green. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.